Hello YouTube. Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting on a Fan. What an awkward time to have an itch on the back. Right now the date is Wednesday, June 24th, 2020, and the time is approximately 8:58 p.m. Eastern Time. The moon is waxing in Leo and the sun is transiting in Cancer. I'm going to take a sip of my lovely Witch's Brew, and then I will happily show you what Witch's Brew I'm drinking. As some of you know, I recently rediscovered my love for herbal teas. And this is a Lipton tea. It's called Lipton Soothe Your Tummy. Ginger, peppermint, and fennel. I forgot to add lemon juice to mine, but it definitely has honey. And I'm going to have my awesome audiovisual person do a close-up of the box. It's delicious. I have become quite enamored with Lipton's herbal teas. Their Berry-licious tea, I think is the one I was drinking a few weeks ago, which I definitely need to buy again because it's super good. But yeah, this is a really good tea, and you know, this is part of my maintaining good digestive health plan, which is not an official plan, but you know what I mean. Anyway, so this is another video in my new ongoing series, Pride Tarot More Than a Walkthrough. And we're coming to the Emperor card, which I have been excited about for a while because, you know, not only is 2020 an Emperor year, or in my case an Emperor/Death year, but it's also, you know, the card that represents this calendar year of 2020. So, first I'm going to have my awesome audiovisual person do a close-up of the cover of the box, because it is a beautiful, beautiful cover. The artwork for the cover is stunning, just utterly stunning. So I'm really happy to always have a close-up of the cover of the box. And now I'm going to have my awesome audiovisual person do a close-up of the Emperor, who is, I mean, really, Hail Athena is what I got every time. Every time I see this card, I always think like instantaneously, Hail Athena. So yes. And you know, I love the different nuances. You know, I mean, you can see the red of her lips. You can see the rainbow flag on her right epaulette. I can't really make out what's on the left epaulette. And she's holding a sword in her left hand and a scepter in her right. And of course, at the top you have the stylized ram's head horns. Or ram's horns, rather. So the artist's name is Caroline Kaplan, and I'm going to read what the guidebook says about the Emperor card first. So the Emperor card comes from J. Caress Studios' deck of lesbian/queer major arcana. Sitting upon the throne, the Emperor represents authority and leadership. The Emperor acknowledges the established structures, but often finds their own way to rule. This card particularly intends to depict a more masculine energy from a powerful female figure, as you can see with her physical demeanor. You know, I mean really, it's like she's wearing a suit of armor, her legs are not crossed, so there's definitely a strong masculine vibe in the Emperor card, which makes perfect sense because the Emperor card is a card of physical and masculine energy. It really is a very commanding card. You know, it wasn't until a few months before the beginning of 2020 that I remembered something that I learned from my personal psychic advisor, Roger Pratt, years ago. Years ago, he had this wonderful feature on his website, and I loved it because it listed the color of the day and the tarot card of the day and the essence of the day, and it also listed you know, what to work with magically and energetically, and I miss that part of his website. I miss it dreadfully. But I could see that it was a lot of hard work, and you're doing this thing for every day of the year. It's like, you know, that's a lot going on. So, but yeah, it really remains one of my favorite aspects of his website, previously. But I remember one particular day, the Emperor card was the card of the day. And I remember that he had mentioned that one of the traditional meanings of the Emperor card was government institutions, politics, and politicians. And I was like, oh, that's so interesting. And of course, in the back of my mind, as I was preparing to enter 2020 and to do my 2020 my reading for 2020, I remember thinking, that's right, and this is a presidential election year. So, I keep coming back to that. And now, because I can't help but remember that Aries is the astrological sign that's astrologically aligned with the Emperor card, I can't help but wonder, how many Aries are on the front lines and behind the scenes involved with politics and political issues. Oh, this tea is really good, and I must admit, I'm not a big fan of, I'm not a big fan of peppermint tea. I'm not a big fan of peppermint in general, unless I have a headache, then I love peppermint, anointing the temples and goes right away. I remember one time I was in a hospital, this was a few years ago, and they gave me aspirin or Tylenol for a headache, and of course my headache lingered all night long. And then I remembered I had a vial of peppermint oil, and I quickly grabbed a Q-tip, and I took one side of the Q-tip and mixed it in with, because I don't want to touch the tops of my essential oil vials, even though I'm only using it, because the oils transfer to the top. But I anointed one part of the Q-tip to my right temple, and the other side I went to the other temple, and oh, my headache was gone. I mean, I actually remember waking up the following morning and realizing my headache had gone. That's how much I love, using peppermint oil to eliminate a headache. Which reminds me, I need to find another vial of peppermint oil that I have somewhere here. Anyway, so let me read to you the bio of Caroline Kaplan. The cards were made with the utmost love and intention to reflect strong feminine energies for not only our fellow lesbians to draw wisdom, but also all types of persona, whether cisgender, female or male, transgender female or male, or non-binary persons. As such, we decided to allow interpretation to be free and have not restricted any meanings to the cards. J. Caress Studios' Caroline Kaplan draws inspiration from Bernie Wrightson, yes, I'm saying that correctly, Bernie Wrightson and Frank Frascetta, masters of the art of illustration on which she was brought up. It lists her website address and it lists her Instagram username, so I will definitely make sure to include both of them in the description box for this video. And I must admit, it is one of the most striking and one of the most beautiful Emperor cards I've ever seen. And I do love all the details, the details of the throne, the details on her suit of armor, the red lips, the crown, the scepter in her right hand, the sword in her left. I mean, I love all of these intricate details. And it really is a very powerful card, especially since 2020 numerologically reduces to 4, and we are in an Emperor year. So I am curious, in your own readings, let me know how often the Emperor card has been coming out, whether it's the card that you pull very often, or if it's your card of the day, card of the week. If you give readings professionally, how many times you see the Emperor card in your clients' readings, and if you're the one having readings, how often the Emperor card comes out in your readings when you're having a reading with tarot. Anyway, so YouTube, thank you so much for honoring who I am and what I do. Stay tuned for the next video, and stay tuned for a lot of videos coming up, because there are some videos that I actually forgot to upload. And there's one video that was found from several years ago, and I'm looking forward to uploading it. So As always, thank you so much for honoring who I am and what I do. I wish all of you many peaceful and prosperous blessings, and of course, like, comment, share, subscribe, and schedule. And good night.